Hello there, Larascal here, and welcome to another video. Today, we're at Dragon Trail Seaside for round 2 of the Manufacturer series. Now I'm driving the Group 4 McLaren, and qualified in 6th position, which is alright, but I wanted to start somewhere better of course. And just showing the Mercedes in 7th, because as you're about to see, we had quite a nice battle. So getting underway, and this race was really simple, no stops, just a full-on sprint race, and I was actually in 3rd place in EMEA for McLaren as of the beginning of this round, so that's not too shabby, a lot better than I usually am. So as long as we can have a nice clean race here and finish roughly, even 6th place would actually be quite a good result. So if we can build on the performance from last week and get over 200 points, that would be fantastic. So just trying to settle in at this point. It's lap 1, don't want to make any silly mistakes and drop down the order too early. Well, we don't want to drop down the order at all, but just trying to maybe get a good run out of the S's. This section's really fun to drive. And starting to close in on the Lexus up ahead, gap down to just under 2/10 now. We're going to look for the move, we're not, but actually, as you can see on the radar, the Mercedes is going to make a move on us and gets the car stopped in time. And to be fair, that is quite a nice move, so we're just going to let it go. There's no point in fighting on lap 1, we're still in the slipstream of the cars ahead. Got a nice gap to the Greek driver in 8th position, so if we can consolidate a top 7 position at this point, then that's not too bad. And as you can see, we're closing right in on the Mercedes at the final corner there. So just going to give them a nice little bump up the straight, up the hill, a helping hand. Let's work together, let's be friends. I know that Brexit dampened the relationship that we've got in the UK to the rest of Europe, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and try and single-handedly repair that relationship. And as you can see, it worked, because we've already caught right up to the back of Sasa in 5th place in that Lexus. And hopefully, if we can work together a bit more, we can catch up to the top 4. As Packets is going to make a move on Sasa, getting very friendly, but they're not going to quite get the speed off the corner, and that's going to allow us to sweep into 6th position down the inside, into the S's. And yeah, and now we're just going to have to worry about defending from the Mercedes, going into that hairpin again. They're right in the radar, as you can see in the bottom right of the screen. Can we do it? We actually don't even go defensive in the end, and Packets looks to the inside. We're going to try and hold the outside here, and side by side on the exit of the corner, and Packets just decides to let me go there. I think that was sensible, because I would have had the inside for the death chicane here, and oh, Sasa hits the wall, and so we're going to sweep into 5th position, and Packets got a really nice run out of the death chicane, so we're going to have to defend into the final corner. Are they going to go for the cutback? We're going to have to try and defend against that. Getting the speed off of the corner. And all this fighting has allowed 4th place up ahead to really, really romp clear. You can see the 3 of us in our own little world. So at this point, we want the bump draft so we can work together to try and close the gap to the top 4. But the 2 behind me have other ideas, and the Lexus is actually going to sweep from 7th into 5th place. A bit of contact on the exit of the corner, but seem to have got the move done, and the Mercedes now on our inside, so we're going to have to let them go as well, as it's not a good idea to go too wide into the kink, which I actually got a little bit wrong. So that's not ideal. 5th position at the start of the lap, now in 7th position. Not really what you want to be seeing, and the gap between the 3 of us and the top 4 ever widening. So we're going to just try and get the S's right, as the Mercedes runs very, very wide on the exit, and we're going to sweep into 6th position. Seems to be mistakes all over the shop. So hopefully we can settle into 6th as the Mercedes makes a dive bomb into the braking zone of the second hairpin, but we're able to hold the position on the outside there and get the speed off the corner. This allowed the Lexus to get a small gap going into the death chicane, and actually we just hit the wall there, which is not what you want to be doing. The Mercedes behind getting a great run out of the death chicane, and we're not going to defend it going into the final corner. Maybe there's potential for a cutback. We do get a better run, but no, we don't go for the cutback. We actually want to be friends with the Mercedes. So just giving them a little nudge, just to say hello. Let's be friends, let's work together. Even though you dived me earlier, you know, I want to be friends with you so that we can catch the Lexus up ahead. If a nudge can say that much. And we do kind of have to work together, because 8th place is not too far behind, as you saw from that shot there. So as we're getting the kink very wrong and drifting it into the hairpin, and I've got to say that's probably one of my better pieces of car control. I really dislike that kink. Anyway, moving on to lap 6, and we've actually caught up to the Lexus. In fact, the Mercedes has passed the Lexus into 5th position, so the three of us are now all together, pretty much, and we've actually pulled away from 8th position, so we're really in a world of our own now, the three of us. And so just going into the final corner, gonna try and get a good run so I can get the speed, and the Lexus runs very wide, so we're now up into 6th position, and I think the Lexus is now dropping further back, so that's fine. They didn't want to work with us anyway, so I'm not unhappy to see them go. And now the pair of us, the Mercedes and I, can hopefully work together and forge a proper alliance again to catch the drivers up ahead. So the gap going up to Sasa, over 2 seconds now, and getting the kink wrong again, not learning from my mistakes, but it seems to suit me just fine, because I'm still on the tail of the Mercedes, and actually setting a quicker first sector than the fastest lap of the race so far. It's not actually the fastest first sector, I couldn't tell you if it was, but it's quicker than the fastest lap, so I will take it. Anyway, moving on, trying to get a good run as possible out of the S's, because everything I said about working together before was a lie. Trying to make a move into the braking zone, but as you can see, that Mercedes seems to be working a treat on the brakes in that section of the track. Round 2, trying to get as good a run out of the S's yet again. Goes the inside of the Mercedes, trying to make the move. Can we be a bit later, a bit braver? No, same again, same result. The Mercedes is able to hold position, and I wonder if that was a McLaren problem or if that was a me problem, because it seemed like Packets had the edge on me in that corner all throughout the race up to that point. So lap 8, coming towards the end of lap 8 even, after this one only 4 laps left, so it looks like it's going to be a straight dogfight between the Mercedes and I for that 5th position. And at this point in the race I'm thinking, okay, where am I going to make the move? Where am I quicker than the Mercedes? Because it seemed like I wasn't able to get the move done into that hairpin all day. So we're going to try something different. We're going to go for the move into turn 1 on the inside. Can we hold the inside there? We're going to be side by side as we hit the second apex, and we're going to be side by side here, but getting the speed off the corner, I don't know if the Mercedes actually let me go, but here we are. up into 5th position. Heady heights. Moving ahead to lap 10, so only 3 laps to go, and you can see on the radar that the Mercedes has not gone away. They are still right on our tail, and we're going to have to be very careful for the final stage of the race if we're going to hold on to this 5th position. The 4th place driver of Diedegas, if I pronounced that correctly, is more than 4 seconds up the road, so it's very likely that we're not going to be able to catch them, or it's unlikely that we're going to be able to catch them, so it's just going to be the pair of us. In fact, I said it's only going to be the pair of us. It looks like Sasa in the Lexus might be making a return, so 2.5 laps to go. Potentially this could be a 3-way fight for 5th position, so I'm going to have to keep my wits about me because there are 2 drivers behind me that could potentially be making a move. I'm worried about the Mercedes into this braking zone, so let's see if we can hold position. Doesn't look like they're going for the move as they slot in right behind me. And so now the pressure's on. If I make any mistakes through the death chicane, then the Mercedes is going to be right on me, so I need to get my line perfect. In fact, I don't even hit the wall, but the Mercedes getting a really nice run, and they're now on the inside of me as we're going up to the final corner, and I brake a bit later, trying to hold it round the outside, maybe look for the cutback here. Yes, get the cutback, and now you can see it's just a pure power battle, Mercedes versus McLaren, take your pick, as we're going onto the start-finish line for 2 laps to go, and you can see the grunt that McLaren has is actually phenomenally quick for a Group 4 car in a straight line, and we're able to maintain position, maintain that 5th place into turn 1 with 2 laps to go. So now I just need to do that for the next 2 laps. Getting the kink right for once. Seems it's taken me a whole 11 laps to do that, but better late than never. The Mercedes, still not too far behind. The gap around about 1/4 of a second, 0.3 of a second as we go into the S's. And I can't overstate how nice those S's are to drive. It really is so much fun. The Lexus just about within range potentially, and we seem to have pulled so almost half a second on the Mercedes behind as we go into the braking zone of the hairpin, just pushing it a little bit because I really don't want the Mercedes to be making any moves there whatsoever, not even to think that they've got a chance. So into the death chicane for the penultimate time, and actually getting the line right here as well, so this seems to be quite a good lap so far, although the Mercedes still getting a really good run through there, so you can see in the radar how close they are to going for the move, but holding in behind. And now, as we're about to start the final lap, and Diedegas up ahead seems to have dropped a second on us, so don't know if they've got a problem, but if they do, potentially 4th place also on the cards. At this point in the race though, best to focus on holding 5th position because that's realistically what we're aiming for here. So sliding into turn 1 a little bit, but clipping the apex of 2 nicely, and Packets is right on us still, so it's clear that their best opportunity is going to be that downhill braking zone into the second hairpin. So at this part of the lap, the best thing I can do is get on it, focus, get as big a gap as I can through the S's, so if I can get the line right, carry as much speed as possible, the gap almost up to half a second now, so the McLaren working really well as I'm trying to extract as much speed as possible, just pushing the limits a little bit too hard, trying to get the gap, and now it's coming down again, so it's 0.4 down to 3.5, but still they're not close enough to make the move, and I wonder if that was their chance and I might be able to hold on to 5th position here. So gap coming up again to 4.5 tenths. So as we're going to the death chicane for the final time, it looks like I'm going to be able to hold on to 5th position, but actually no, clipping the wall. And that's really not what you want to be doing on the final lap. The Mercedes gets a great run, bumping me, trying to get back onto the racing line. We're going to try to go around the outside here, or go for the cutback. No, we're going to hold him around the outside. Now it's going to be a drag race up to the line, and we know how powerful that McLaren is. And it looks like I'm going to be able to hold on to 5th position. Wow. Thank you to Packett in the Mercedes, because I actually really enjoyed that race. And yeah, there you have it, 5th position in the McLaren. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content.